Isn't it interesting that the word self esteem begins with self? Isn't that interesting? So here's the question: why do we relegate our self esteem to what someone said, to what we heard, or even the opinions in our head? Listen, it's time to get control of our self and our esteem. Know what I mean? Let me show you and tell you. Are you ready? Let's mix it up. Good to see you, family. I'm wondering, do you remember what we talked about last time? Mentioned number one, a queen believes in her dreams. And that's what I'm talking about. We're looking at the whole aspect of the fact that femininity is attractive. Yeah, I really want to talk about that. How to maintain your femininity and attract the man that you desire. Mentioned last time again, Queen believes in her dreams. And here's the thing, HTA alert, hard truth alert. You know what it means. You know what I mean. Many of you know how to get a man. But the real question is, do you know how to keep one? You know how to attract a man, but do you know how to keep one? You know how to attract him with your body, but do you have the level of femininity to be able to keep him? Because here's the thing, society made you believe that you need a person in order to feel like you have your purpose. Society made you feel like you have to have a person to be a person with purpose. Come on, family, type VIP. I told you VIP stands for very important person, but also very important purpose. Having a person does not quantify, much less negate your purpose. It is the fact that you recognize you are a person, you are somebody, you are special, you are significant, you have what it takes. And so here it is. As a result of it, you're a person with a purpose. You're VIP, very important person with a very important purpose. Oh, I know you know how to be attractive. You know how to be attractive with your body. But tell me about your mentality. Tell me about your mentality. Because here's the question: are you a chaos causer? You can't deal with correction, but you want protection. And here's the thing, just because you think or feel something doesn't make it true. There are all types of self esteem snipers. Remember, we talked about that? World War Me. A lot of us are in a war against ourselves simply because we are the ones at war with ourselves. Let me say it twice because it's also nice. It's World War Me. We're in a war against ourselves simply because, here it is, we are at war with ourselves. We're at war with people's opinions that have oftentimes become our prison. What are we at war with? We're at war with the mother wounds and the father wounds and the daddy issues. We're at war with all of the reasons why we don't feel as if we're valuable, beautiful, handsome enough. And so here it is. As a result of it, now we want to compete against everybody, but we never want to complete the purpose. We negate our purpose simply because we don't want to complete. We just want to compete. And here's the thing about competition. Competition always moves you into a place of feeling incomplete. You'll never feel good enough looking at somebody else's life through their lens. Look at life through your own lens. When you change the way that you look at things, the things that you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Let me tell you like this. As a matter of fact, shout out to all of you who are my members in the chat. I love seeing your badges. It looks a lot colorful as you get your badges. If you haven't got a membership, go get one. The link is in the chat. We're having a super conversation. Drop a super chat. Drop a super sticker. Yeah, I'm hoping the conversation sticks. This is why you need to join the channel. This is why you need to get a membership. I was getting on an elevator the other day with a group of people, and a lady says to me, "That's a really nice jacket you're wearing." So, of course, I obliged. I said, "Thank you." I returned the compliment to not just her, but to everybody else she was surrounded by. And I was saying, "Hey, you all are looking quite nice tonight. Y'all looking quite nice too." The lady said, "Well, I don't feel that way." That's what the lady said to me. They said, "Appreciate, but I don't feel that way." And other people looking at her and say, yeah, I get it. I get it. And I told her and I told them all while we were on that elevator. I said, you know what? How you feel is not always true. She said, you know what? You're right about that. How you feel is not always true. You have to be the guard and the guide for your thoughts, for the garden of your mind. Let me say that again. You have to be the guard and the guide to tend the garden of your mind. Is it trees or weeds that are growing in your mind? How you feel is not always real. Isn't it interesting? She was on an elevator going up, but feeling down. Isn't that something? Everything is not always as it seems. People succeeding, but still suffering in silence. People making moves and moving to the top, but still feeling that like they're not on the mountaintop, like they're in the valley. And in many cases, the valley is a shadow of death. And here's the thing. The valleys that we go through are just shadows. It's not substantive. It's not really real. How you feel is not always real. Nothing wrong with having emotions. Emotions are bad leaders. You got to get your emotions in check. You got to get your emotions in control. Here's the thing. We're on an elevator and she's allowing her emotions to push her buttons. You're not an elevator. Stop allowing your emotions. Stop allowing people, places, patterns, pitfalls, pain points to push your buttons. Let me get into it because this is where we're at. I told you last time, number one, I said a queen believes in her dream. Number two, a queen develops her self-esteem. Come on, family, just type self-esteem. Oh, this whole conversation is HTA. It's a whole hard truth alert. Hard truth alert combo. HTC, hard truth conversation. A queen develops her self-esteem. It is former First Lady of the United States. First Lady of the United States, they say floaters, right? We're going to float on right through this conversation. It is Eleanor Roosevelt who declared, no one can make you feel inferior without your permission. Let me say it twice because it's also nice. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. No one can make you feel inferior without your permission. Here it is. You got to get to a place to where you say, listen, I'm giving myself permission to heal. I'm giving myself permission to love. I'm giving myself permission to embrace my self-esteem. I'm giving myself permission to love myself through what it is that I go through. I'm giving myself permission to triumph in the face of trauma and triggers, TNT moments in my life. I'm giving myself permission to feel superior to what makes me feel inferior. Come on. You got to get to a place to where you're going to allow yourself to move into a place of superior joy and make sadness inferior. Yeah, my joy is going to be superior. Pain is going to be inferior. Stop maximizing what you should minimize. Stop being an enemy against yourself simply because you keep giving other people the permission to make you feel inferior. Nobody can make you feel inferior without your permission. Stop giving people permission to trespass on your emotions. Listen, as I told you, type self-esteem. If you haven't done it, do it. Self-esteem. The prefix of the word is self. It's not their esteem. It's not his esteem. It's not her esteem. It's your self-esteem. You got to do a self-check. I remember playing basketball as a kid. And there would always be a guy who would be picked last. Never was me. Tell you that much. But there was always be a guy who was picked last when playing pickup ball. And sometimes you picking somebody last and somebody has insider information. They know who to pick last because they know a couple of these cats who that they balled out with before. And so you say, no, we should pick him up. You're like, no. Trust me. We'll just wait. We'll settle for him. He coming off the bench. You think to yourself, well, I think he all right. We need a big body in the lane. Need somebody who got some height. Blocking some shots. He said, no. Mm-mm. All of a sudden, he's picked up. He comes off the bench. You're like, oh, we about to run these cats. Nah, about to run them out the gym. The ball is tossed his way in his direction. He takes one dribble, couple dribbles, and he's dribbling it off his knee. He's dribbling it off his foot. People on the other side hollering, self-check. Self-check means, listen, I don't even need to guard this guy. He's a hazard and a hindrance to himself. He's dribbling the ball off his knee. He's dribbling the ball off his foot. He's throwing the ball out of bounds and everything. Act like he ain't never played the game of basketball before. Self-check. And here's the thing. Some of us are like that. Everybody just plays on your mind. You just everybody's Pinocchio. You ain't cut no strings on nobody. You walk into the building and you feel inferior to everybody else, or you feel inferior to somebody because you feel like they look better than you, or they talk better than you, or they dress better than you. Self-check. Self-check. You tripping over your own self simply because you tripping mentally. You tripping emotionally. Your emotional intelligence is off. Hello? Here's the thing. Emotional intelligence is not just about them. Emotional intelligence is about what's within. It's about you. If you're not emotionally intelligent with you, you'll always be emotionally ignorant with everybody else. Self-check. What they say? Old school song said, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Can I make it make sense? Dollars and cents, determination, and common sense. Self-esteem for a reason, because the value of self begins with you. It's not based on other people's feelings of you. It's based on how you view you. How other people feel about you pales in comparison to how you feel about you. The most important words that you will ever say are the words that you say to yourself. We're having a super conversation. Drop a super chat, drop a super sticker. I hope you're sticking and staying, because oftentimes the way that we feel about ourselves is directly impacted by how others have treated us or mistreated us. There it is. There it is. The alarm is going off. How we feel about ourselves is specifically indicated by how we've been treated, much less how we've been mistreated. And here's the thing. We have set a barometer and a blueprint for our lives simply by the way that other people have mistreated us. Because they didn't value you, now you don't value you. Who am I talking to? Come here. We huddling up. It's a safe space. It's a courageous conversation. I'm trying to give you some communication. Because people didn't see anything good in you. Don't matter how many times people say something good about you. You don't see enough good in you for you to see the good in you. Despite how people empower you, tell you things that are good about you, much less treat you. Because here's the thing. What you have to do is you got to unlearn what you've learned. You got to relearn. Yeah. Oftentimes the way that we feel about ourselves is impacted by how other people have treated us, much less mistreated us. And let me tell you, how you feel is not really real. Got to get your mind out of the chaos. Got to get your mind out of the clutter. Got to get your mind out of the calamity. You got to get your mind right. Be not conformed to this world. But I need you to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Your mind is a cesspool. It needs to be renewed. Your mind needs to be refreshed. Your mind needs to be regenerated. You got on new clothes, but you still got an old mindset. Got a new hairdo, but you still don't feel good about you. You got on new nails, but you're still scratching them against the board of life. It's a terrible sound. You got to get to the place to where you stop feeling inadequate. Inadequate love from others leads to a lack of love for self. Come on, family, just type this. Type this. I want you to have a courageous conversation with you while I'm having a courageous conversation with you. I want you to just type this. I love myself. Yeah, when's the last time you told that to yourself? Yeah, type it. I love myself. Here's the thing. We're waiting for everybody else to say it to us. We've said it to so many other people. When's the last time you said it to you, for you, about you? And you really meant it too. It's more than a phrase. It's how you live your life on this particular stage. Why? Because you flip the page. Your problem is you keep rereading the same chapter. You keep rereading the same chapter, and you feel as if people got to deal with who this. Well, this is just who I am. This is just how I am. Ain't nobody got to deal with that. You got to heal from all of that. Yeah, take that and rewind it back. Heal from all that childhood hurt. Heal from all that cesspool pain. Heal from all of the stuff from the ex. And here it is, say next. And I'm not talking about next to nobody else. I'm talking about next to the next chapter of your life. Because it don't matter if God sends you a blessing. You're going to always curse him. Why? Because you're a curse to yourself. Simply because you have not stepped into the best and the blessed of your own life by breaking generational curses. Hear me. Hear me. A queen develops her self-esteem. Come on. Just type queen. Queen. Drop a crown in the chat. That's the only time I want you to drop your crown. Only time I want you to drop your crown is in the chat. As a matter of fact, we're going to take that. We're going to rewind it back. We're going to take a quick, a little quick reprieve. I got a special message for you. I don't want you to touch that dial. I want you to stick and stay. More is on the way. More breakthrough is on the other side. Yeah, after these messages, you know I'm coming right back. Are you an author or aspiring author interested in building your book? Do you want to develop as a speaker and communicator? Listen, check out my array of solutions and systems like my bestseller book blueprint and successful speaker strategies. Explore my tailor-made programs designed to nurture your purpose and grow your greatness in order to increase your ideas, your impact, and your influence. Visit us today at theeaglesacademy.com/store so you can soar. Welcome back. We're having an amazing conversation. I hope you engage in the chat. Yeah, I love to see when you engage in the chat. Got resources on top of resources you just heard. Shout out to all of you, my members, especially in the chat. Family, I just love seeing your badges. If you haven't got a membership, go get one. We got VIP, we got royalty, we got OQP. Yeah. VIP, you already know you're a very important person with a very important purpose. You already know your royalty demands loyalty. You already know your OQP, only quality people. Link is in the chat. Click that. And of course, this is why you need to join the channel, get a membership, drop a super chat, drop a super sticker. We're having a super conversation. Talking about self-esteem, the power of self-esteem. Last time I did mention that Queen believes in her dream. Here's the thing. You can believe in your dream all day, but being a dreamer, you will never become a doer unless you get your self-esteem together. You have to believe that here it is. It's good enough. You have to believe that it's big enough. It's bright enough. It's bold enough. You're beautiful enough to make it happen. And here's the question. How do I love myself if no one ever expressed love to me? Yeah, I told you to write in the chat, I love myself. But here's the question. How do I love myself if no one ever expressed love to me? Didn't get it from your father? Didn't get it from your mother? Didn't get the love from your sister? Didn't get the love from your brother? People in many cases left you for dead. And so here's what it is. You adopted negative habits. You adopted low self-esteem that became an impediment to your dream. You will only live at the level where you see yourself being able to ascend to. And here's the thing. We don't ascend to a particular level. We descend. You'll only live at the level where you feel like you're good enough to reside at. And so here it is. Because we feel like we only deserve being at a low place or living as a low down dirty shame, we never reclaim. We never move into it. Here is our ROI. There's another acronym for you. Family, just type ROI. Why do I want you to type ROI? Why? ROI. ROI is about reclaiming our image, reclaiming our identity. Let me talk to you, please, please, please. I need you to hear me. Reclaim your image, reclaim your identity. Get it out of the hands of other people. Snatch it back. What does scripture say? The kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, the violent take it by force. Take back control. Take back your boundaries. Take back your mindset. Take back your skill set. Take back your tool set. Take back your heart set. Take back your emotional intelligence. Take back your self-esteem. Why are you putting your dream and your self-esteem into everybody else's hands? Reclaim it. What I love about Congresswoman Maxine Waters out of California, she made a statement some years ago, and she said, reclaiming my time. Maybe she read Joel 2:25. I will restore to you the years that the locust ate up, the palmer worm, the caterpillar, my great army that I sent among you. It's time to reclaim your time. It's time to reclaim your joy. And here's what God will do. He will restore what it was that you lost, where it seemed as if you wasted your time, where it seemed as if you were hustling backwards, where it seems as if you were in relationships. You were still connected to your ex, and you never told yourself next. He's going to restore the years that seems like you lost it. So what does that mean? He's got to accelerate the time. He's got to push you forward into your future faster, further and farther than you've ever gone before. Forward ever, backward never. Hear me? Why? Because a queen develops her self-esteem. Who am I talking to? I hope it's you. Just like Queen Esther, you have come into the kingdom for such a time as this. You can't come into the kingdom for such a time as this if you don't feel like you belong. If you feel like your life is all wrong. How do I love myself? No one ever expressed love to me. This is a question that many people grapple with internally. And so because we are void of the love from above, much less the love internally within self, what do? Now we go around looking for everybody. Do you love me? Do you like me? Do you see any value in me? You gonna embrace me? You gonna call me? You gonna be with me? Are you gonna be with you? Are you gonna value you? Are you gonna love you? Are you going to answer the call of God on your life? Know why you got so much strife externally? Because you got so much strife internally. Your relationships are a reflection of how you feel about you. Yeah. You got to forgive you. You got to, here it is, handle yourself with tender loving care. There's another acronym for you, TLC. Come on, family, type TLC. I need you to stop grappling with yourself And I need you to guide yourself with grace. I need you to allow yourself to embrace God's grace as a guiding light for your life. Come on, everybody else has been harsh with you. Why don't you be kind to you? By appropriating God's love for your life, by you understanding that your life has value. And here's the thing, you can't live an abundant life being mentally trapped in sadness, being mentally trapped in sickness, being mentally trapped in suicidal ideation, thoughts of suicide, giving up, throwing in the towel, stopping, quitting on you. Yeah, that's why counseling is important. That's why therapy is important. What does Scripture say? In the multitude of counselors, there is safety. I got to have people around me who express OQP, only quality people, who are only qualified people that can speak into my life. What do they do? They come to sound the alarm to let you know, listen, you got to deal with that strife. You got to deal with that strife that's been in your life. You got to deal with all the reasons why you tell yourself why it won't work. And you got to get to a place of why it will work. You got to love yourself without limits. You got to take off the limitations of your life. You got to get out of the trap of sadness and sickness and suffering and suicide. And feeling so trapped and feeling so, here it is, claustrophobic simply because of the opinions of other people. Because you believe what everybody else said to be true. And just because other people said it doesn't make it to be true. How you feel does not mean it's real. You got to heal from the hurt. Got to heal from the pain. You have to heal from all the things that you have experienced in order to, here it is, free yourself from the vestiges of your past. Let me let you know the qualifications for self-esteem is not putting on a fancy dress. Oh, y'all don't like it. Qualifications for self-esteem is not about getting your makeup done and your hair done and your nails done, your hair done, nail done, everything did. Oh, you fancy, huh? Not about you having your hair whipped, dipped, fried, dyed, and laid to the side. Because here's the thing. A made-up mind is more important than a made-up face. Let me say that twice because oh, so nice. A made-up mind is more important than a made-up face. Makeup won't matter if your mindset is a mess. You'll never be at your best, despite whatever dress you got on. Why? Because here it is. You have not addressed. Oh, I'm preaching to somebody today. Who am I talking to? I hope it's you. Don't matter what dress you got on. You have not addressed all of the layers that make you feel like a liability. Put on a fancy dress. Put on some heels. Makeup won't matter if your mind isn't made up to see your self-worth. Because here's the thing, when you know your self-worth, you can go outside and you ain't got to hide. You can have on Nike jogging suit. You can have on some gym shoes. May not have all that makeup on. Hair may be back in a bun. But you still know who you are. And you can still walk past another sister and tell her, you know what, you sure look pretty today. You don't have to be dolled up and her stripped down to make her feel valuable. Why? Because you feel valuable internally yourself. Because here's the thing, the most beautiful thing on you is not your curves, it's the smile that forms on your lips. The most precious thing about you is not your pocketbook. It's the peace that you bring. The suitability, not the anxiety. The peace, not the pressure. What'd you say? My peace I leave with you. And here's the thing, what we done left peace. And now we're in pieces. Family tight peace. God has given you peace under pressure. He's giving you peace that passes all understanding. Why? Because here's what we often are. We are often dressed up on the outside, but messed up on the inside. And here's what people do. Some people perfume their pain. They mask it with makeup. They spray it with Givenchy. But they still feel ugly internally. Are you hearing me? And here's the thing. Won't matter how much somebody tells you how beautiful you are. If you don't see beauty in yourself, the words fall on deaf ears. You got to see the beauty in you, despite what you've been through. You know what the most courageous thing is? Let me say it again. The most courageous thing that you can do is to see the beauty in you, despite what you've been through. Because hear me, the beauty is not always just in your smile. The beauty is in your scars. I wish you would understand me. Come on. Come on, Queen. Come on, Queen. Type, I am beautiful. Yes. Come on, just type that. Type, I am beautiful. You're not just beautiful because somebody told you. You're beautiful. Why? Because you told you. Yeah. And I need you to tell you. Tell yourself, I am beautiful. Your beauty is not only in your smile. Your beauty is in your scars. The scars are the things that you had to deal with. The scars of what it is that you had to heal from. The scars of, in many cases, you being dropped. The scars of, in many cases, you being abused. The scars of your heart being broken into many pieces. The scars of people leaving you for dead. The scars of you being abandoned. The scars of your father not being there. The scars of your mother not having a great relationship with her. The scars of what it is that you've been through. But here's what you do. You grow through what you go through. You have to see the beauty in you. And here's what this courageous conversation is all about right now. This is what, right here in this moment, someone telling you how beautiful you are doesn't matter until you tell yourself and until you believe it. Someone telling you how much they love you won't matter until you begin to see love within yourself. This is that courageous conversation. And here's what my words, I hope, are doing. Hope are becoming like a loving hand that lifts your chin. Yeah, that little loving hand that lifts your chin. Chin up, Queen. Chin up. You can't see your dream from down here. You got to look to the hills from where your help comes from. Your help comes from the Lord. I'm looking you in your eyes, and I'm speaking life into the queen that's inside of you. Why? Because you're quintessentially unique, empowering everyone naturally. I'm lifting your chin up. Come on, stop looking down. I want you to look at me. Yeah. As this message is streaming, I'm lifting your chin to let you know that you're a change agent. I'm lifting your chin to let you know that you got to make a choice to love yourself. I'm lifting your chin to let you know that you can win from within by embracing your self-esteem. Take your self-esteem out of everybody else's hands. Take your self-esteem about who this person is and who that other person is and what they are and what you're not and what they have and what you don't and where they live and who you are. And take your self-esteem back. Reclaim your identity. Reclaim your integrity. Reclaim your image. Your image is about more than what's on you. Your image is about the value that is within you. Do you hear me? I hope I'm making my message clear. I hope this conversation is clear. Family, type clarity. It's not about what's on you. It's about what's within you that matters. Why? Because if you lose everything that's on you, if you lose everything that you possess, you're going to lose you too? But here it is. When you know who you are, when you know whose you are, when you know where you're going, when you know who you're becoming, don't matter if you lose it. You can get it all back. Why? Because you didn't lose you. Greatest L that you can possibly take is you losing you. Don't lose you. Don't lose the love that's within you. Don't lose the leadership. Don't lose the opportunity to leverage your purpose. You lose you when you stop leaning on the Lord. Why? Because if you lean to your own understanding, you're going to fall. But when you trust God, you can stand tall through it all. And that's what I just came to tell y'all. I'm reclaiming my time. You know what Scripture says, what I love? It says being confident of this very thing. Self-esteem is about confidence. You know what confidence does? Confidence helps you to win before the race begins. Why? Because the race is not given to the swift or to the strong, but to the one. Are you that one? Are you that one somebody? To the one who endures to the end, being confident of this very thing. Where's A. Marie? I wish I could bring A. Marie into here and let her sing This One Thing. Come on, family, just drop some ones in the chat. I'm confident in this very thing, that he that hath begun a good work in you, who shall perform it. Here it is. The work that God does in you has got to be performed. It's got to come to fruition. It's got to have a manifestation. It's got to birth provision. The work is performative until the day of Jesus Christ. This is a great place to sow. Why are we sowing? We're sowing for where we're growing. We're sowing for where we're sowing. We're not just sowing for where it is that we are. We're sowing for where we're going to be. And here it is. It's not just as a debt that you owe, it's a seed that you sow. They that sow in tears, oh, Lord have mercy, shall reap in joy. I want you to sow a seed. I want you to sow a prophetic seed for what you believe is attached to your harvest. Yeah, that's what I want you to do. You can sow through a super chat. You can sow through a super sticker. We have links that are in the chat for Cash App, PayPal. Yeah, Cash App, PayPal, Zelle as well. You can sow via those mediums that are there. Yeah, you can do that. Sow via those mediums, Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. Again, you can sow via super chat, super sticker. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to name your seed. Maybe you're naming your seed self-esteem. This is good ground to sow into, because here it is. As you're sowing into good ground here, you're also sowing into the soil of your soul. Your seed is helping to take this message from nations to neighborhoods, locally, nationally, globally, because this is a God thing. This is a channel for change that brings change and breaks chains. Did you hear what I just said? No stinking thinking formed against you shall prosper. No stinking thinking that keeps you sinking and sulking formed against you shall prosper. This is a channel for change. This is a channel that brings change. This is a channel that breaks chains. I want you to sow that seed, because I'm joining my faith to yours that God is going to do that which is exceeding abundantly above all that you can ask or think. Sow that seed, because I'm joining my faith to yours for 30, 60, 100-fold. Thank you so much for the seeds that you're sowing. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much for the super stickers. Got a number of resources that are out there. If you have not joined the Eagles Academy, make sure that you do so. The link is in the chat as well. Be a part of a place where we empower you to soar into greater success and purpose. You don't just soar as high as your dream, you soar as high as your team. I would that you would join us. If you're loving everything that you're hearing here, oh my goodness, get ready to go to new heights, higher heights when you join us, theeaglesacademy.com. Family, in the mix at 6 is out of time. Yeah, but you know I am not out of truth. You know, I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I want to thank you for rolling with me. Why? Because that's just how we roll. Each and every single weekday, Monday through Friday, for In the Mix at 6. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up button on this video. I haven't even asked you to do that. I hope you've been doing so. If you have not done so, make sure that you hit the thumbs up button before we segue out of here today. It's been an explosion of inspiration. It's been an explosion of a courageous conversation. Don't be a ghost follower. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Follow me on all the social sites at EddieConnorJr. Come on, put some respect on my name. EddieConnorJr. If I can help you, if I can serve you in any way, please reach out to me. I would love to come and speak at your event. If you're looking for a dynamic speaker, look no further. Invite me to your church, your community center, your college, your session, whatever it is. Let's make some progression. Reach out to me. Email me, info@EddieConnor.com. It's yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother from another mother. Family has been fun, but you know a brother got to run. But I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. But I want you, yes, you, to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter. Peace and love. Keep soaring higher. Let's soar beyond my YouTube channel. If you want something that goes beyond here, you're in for a treat. I have a private mentorship group where I coach, where I teach, and I provide live Q&A insight in our interactive breakout sessions. It's where I challenge you with innovative exercises to develop your skill set. And I provide feedback to foster your growth. We break it all down to build you up in our private Zoom room as we focus on transformative topics with accountability partners who really desire to grow their greatness by soaring into success and greater purpose. Come on, soar to new heights with us in our Eagles Academy. Get your wings to win, and let's soar into more at the Eagles Academy.com.